Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Anderson TV. I'm Josiah Anderson. So I'm here at Uri Drive Middle School where I'm currently subbing for half a day. So just using some of my free time to talk about the episode that we're doing this week, which is called Responding to Gavin Newsom's Comments About Shreveport. Now, I have heard on the news about almost a month ago that Gavin Newsom suddenly called out Shreveport out of the blue when it comes to crime. And I know that Shreveport is a city where it's known for its high crime, but Shreveport doesn't come up in conversation from anyone else that's not from there when it comes to crime. Most people would say, oh, Chicago's violent, or New York, or New Orleans, or somewhere of that matter. So anyway, I'm going to respond to Gavin Newsom's comments about crime in Shreveport and also hear what our local officials have to say about it. Because I have a feeling that Gavin Newsom is just pulling cities out of a hat for his own political gain. So anyways, we'll be right back. So there was a post on X, of course, and I will show you the video in just a moment, from comments that Gavin Newsom, governor of California, has made about Shreveport. So anyway, yeah, he mentioned the city by name to a political commentator on his podcast named Brian Tyler Cohen. Now I want you guys to hear about those comments that he made, and then I will read statements from what Shreveport Mayor Tom Arsenault and Speaker of the House Mike Johnson say about Shreveport. Take a listen.
Yeah, well, I think you should start with Shreveport, Louisiana, in Speaker Johnson's district that has 6+ times the per capita murder rate of Nancy Pelosi's San Francisco. What about the carnage, Mr. President, in Shreveport? Why aren't you protecting the folks there? 8 of the top 10 murder states in this country, red states. What bullshit. And everyone knows it. Everybody knows it. Again, it's acts of authoritarianism. It's acts of power on a person that is trying to use his formal authority, and it's depleting. And it's weak. It's increasingly weak, and it's increasingly desperate. And that's why it's important for us at this moment to meet him head on, not just rhetorically, but through substantive counteractions. And that's what we're doing in California with this ballot initiative.
All right, so yeah, you heard all of that, what Gavin Newsom has said. So I'm going to read a statement from Speaker Mike Johnson about his response to it. So here's what he says. Gavin Newsom's latest attempt to disenfranchise millions of California voters was ridden in the dark of night by the DCCC, more than 2,700 miles away from Sacramento and Washington. This is a slap in the face to Californians who overwhelmingly support the California Citizens Redistricting Commission. Unlike other states, California must shred its own constitution to succeed in its desperate gambit to end the Trump presidency. Voters in California and across the nation see through this partisan stunt. Gavin Newsom should spend less time trampling a state's laws for a blatant power grab and more time working to change the disastrous far-left policies that are destroying California. Newsom obviously wants to launch a presidential campaign on the backs of disenfranchised California voters, but it will not work. Let's see. There was more to that statement, but I decided to not put that statement on there because I'm lost for time. So, and then there is something that Tom Arsenault, Mayor of Shreveport, has said about Gavin Newsom's comments. Let's see. Respectfully, I'm afraid Governor Newsom doesn't know what he's talking about and that we are in better shape in Shreveport than he alleges. So, and there was something on the news that I saw about The public information officer, Corporal Chris Bordelon, of the Shreveport Police Department, has said, as the Shreveport Police Department looks at things, we currently had 24 homicides that are criminal homicides in our city this year. There is significantly less at that point in time where we have been in many years prior last year. We were at 39 the same point in time, so there was a significant reduction of violent crime. And Bordelon also said, it's very insulting to the individuals who live and work here in Shreveport. However, we're going to do everything we can to focus on our energy in Shreveport. We're not worried about California. And to speak frankly, California needs to worry about California and leave us here in Shreveport alone. So, anyways, before I read more statements, so let me just say, Arsenault is right, and Bordelon is right. So anyways, Gavin Newsom, of course, just cherry picking data from like years ago, last year or whatever it is. Can't do that. So anyways, just trying to make a political statement, but yeah, Shreveport does have a problem with violent crime, but not so much of a problem that we have to hear about it on the national news. Like, I've been hearing about Chicago's mass shooting issue over Labor Day weekend. I have heard about that. But I have not heard on the national headlines anything Shreveport related. None. You hear about on the local news. I mean, does Gavin watch any of our local news here in Shreveport? Absolutely not. He's just picking out cities in a hat, in like some sort of hat. So, anyways, Shreveport Councilman Jim Taliaferro, he responded on August 18th to Newsom's comments. So here's a statement. So Gavin needs to check his facts before throwing shade at our city. Newsom is cherry picking outdated data, and he's ignoring the incredible progress made thanks to our brave law enforcement officers, coupled with the unwavering support of our mayor and city council to provide every available tool for our police department to keep our officers and citizens safe. The truth is that our city is experiencing a historic decline in crime, including more than a 40% decline in homicides and over 30% decline in shots fired calls. We have also taken over 3,000 guns off our streets in 3 years. Our secret ingredient is our people. We are fighters, and when we face challenges, we overcome them. We innovate, adapt, and rise to the occasion just like our namesake, Captain Shreve. We will never stop fighting for our families, for our freedom, and for our way of life. That's something West Coast elites like Gavin Newsom would never understand. Gavin, you should focus on your own challenges. Shreveport is not perfect, but we are improving every day, and we don't need outsiders never set foot here trying to use it as a political prop. Powerful stuff, Jim Taliaferro. And you are right. So, Gavin Newsom needs to mind his beeswax. Mind his own business. You heard it there. I mean, just cherry picking data. So, has Gavin Newsom ever stepped foot here in Shreveport? Are there any news reports about him here in Shreveport? Maybe he'll come here when he's running for president in 2028, kind of like what Bernie Sanders did about a few months ago, just so as some sort of political stunt, and brainwash the people into believing that, oh, we're being suppressed by the Republican Party, or that Biden and Harris has done a great job, or something of that matter, even though we had problem with inflation and pathetic leadership, and vice versa. So anyways, and I bet that Gavin Newsom will visit Shreveport, but only to do like a rally or anything like that. He doesn't want to get to know the people because he is an elitist, a West Coast elite, like Taliaferro said. So anyways, and he doesn't want to do anything for his own state of California. I mean, I remember talking to a friend. I'm not going to say I don't know his name, but he says that California, of course, is almost like a dictatorship. That he would rather visit any other state. He would visit my state, Louisiana, than probably go anywhere in California. It's a great place to visit, but much rather not stay. You probably make that argument for any other type of big city like Chicago, New York City, Los Angeles, San Francisco. You make that argument for any type of big city. You would visit, but no way would I ever stay there. So that's when me and the friend I talked to agreed. So anyway, yeah, have the wildfires that Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass won't do anything about. I heard about what happened in January this year. I heard about that. And I know how incompetent their leadership is. Trust me, I know. And also I heard time that Gavin Newsom will only do something about the homeless crisis to welcome President Xi Jinping of China. Yeah, of course. I heard about that. But the truth is, he doesn't want to do anything. Just wants to live the elite life. Sitting in his $9 million mansion or $90 million or whatever. I don't know and I don't care. Doesn't even want to do anything. I mean, he's been in power for like 10 years now, I believe. 10 years. And of course, and you have people leaving the state. Now, why in 2024 that there are some red counties in California this time? Because, yeah, you have some people that say they had it. They absolutely had it. And I also heard a headline saying that they're going to split California in half. They're going to split between the blue counties and the red and see how their economies will go. There's, I think there's something in the legislature, or if not the legislature, then somewhere, that they're going to consider splitting California in half. Well, to be honest, I'd like to see how that works out. But in all seriousness, leave Shreveport the heck alone. Leave our city alone. Focus on your crap hole of a state, and we'll focus on what goes on here, right here, because Shreveport is home to me. It is not perfect, but it is home. I was born and raised here. And if I ever leave Shreveport, then I don't see what's wrong with coming back. Maybe one day, of course, Shreveport will report no crime at all. And that'll be a happy day for everybody. That Shreveport will be a safe city once again. It's not perfect, but it is home. I mean, I can name all the neighborhoods here in Shreveport, like Highland, Stoner Hill, Moortown, the Cooper Road, Broadmoor, Anderson Island, Shreve Island. I can name them all. Ellerby, Southern Hills, Airport Park, Werner Park, Allendale, Queensboro. I can name them. Can Gavin Newsom name them? No. Because he doesn't even care. And neither of those West Coast elites or the East Coast elites that will probably just come down here for a campaign rally, come down here for a PR stunt. But the truth is, they don't give a crap about you. They don't. But to me, Shreveport is home. And the nerve enough to pull our city out of a hat, and you don't even visit it. The absolute nerve. I really hope you lose in 2028. Because we have had it. And I see that Shreveport will probably go red in 2028, or I don't really care. I mean, I'm not voting for Vance either. I'll explain why later. So anyway, but all I know is not going to go blue this time. Maybe purple. Okay, so we'll be right back. Okay, everyone, so that is it for this week's episode. So I'm going to be busy all this week as well as next week with my college work. So I'm only free Tuesdays and Thursdays, Saturdays and Sundays. But Tuesdays and Thursdays are the plans that I'm going to be doing these episodes. But Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'll probably make some time for those, but it depends. It depends. But these episodes will be released every Saturday. And don't stick around for the episode of the 47, which should come up this coming Sunday. Let's see, we did Warren G. Harding and Calvin Coolidge the last time. This time is going to be Herbert Hoover and Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, like, comment, share with everyone you know, and turn on post notifications. So, and also follow me on Instagram, because Instagram and YouTube are all I'm going to be using. So anyways, that is it for this episode. I'm Josiah Summers Anderson signing off. Goodbye, everyone.